Judgment is a thing everyone experiences, whether you are the one doing the judging or you are the subject of said judgment. It's a almost daily part of life existing as a human. And really, what it boils down to is just nature's way of giving our brains a bit of a shortcut. So, we're going to talk about coping with judgment today and how we can best support ourselves through that experience. Hello, fabulous. I hope today is treating you kindly. And today we're going to talk about judgment and the impact that it has. But before we do that, if you would be so kind as to please like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Stay up to date on all my latest content made for you by you, as per your request. Leave me a comment below. Let me know how you're doing and let me know how these videos help you. So thank you with glitter on it for doing that. And let's get started. So judgment is natural, normal. It's exactly what our brains are wired to do, whether we like it or not, and for better or for worse. Our brain is, well, either lazy or efficient. You can put it either way, depending on kind of your mindset or kind of frame of view. And our brains don't like to work harder than they absolutely have to. So what they will do, more often than not, is pattern recognition. And a lot of our pattern recognition is based on previous experience. And so when we encounter something new or different, or we encounter something familiar, our brain has to go, all right, what am I going to do with this? How am I going to cope with this? And it likes to do that as quickly as possible because our brains are very, very fuel hungry. It takes a lot of juice to run what exists between your ears. So the less energy that your brain can expend on things that are completely unnecessary, the better. So this results in judgment in a lot of cases. So again, I say no judgment a lot on this channel simply because I feel like people need a safe space where they can just exist as they are without having that fear or preoccupation with, oh my God, is someone going to think XYZ about me? And so today I just kind of wanted to break this down a little bit. The idea of judgment, normalize the fact that it does happen. It doesn't make you a bad person if you are the subject of, or you are the person who is doing the judging. It's just important to be mindful of. It's just something to be aware of. That's all. We're just calling attention to a thing. And when we do that, when we call attention to a thing, we decrease its power. So, with regard to judgment, again, it's just your brain trying to figure out what to do with the information it's being given. And I won't lie, I have been one of the most judgmental humans in existence. You would tell me something and I would be like, oh my God, I don't have words for that. And I still do, honestly, because I'm still human. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. But what I have learned by being more mindful about my knee-jerk response, the pattern recognition that my brain automatically does when I'm presented with information, and just taking a minute to pause and think about the information that's being presented to me and recognizing, again, through growth and personal development and greater awareness, like, okay, so for example, if I'm talking design choices with a friend who absolutely loves this specific shade of brown tile and I think it looks like mushed up baby poop, I might transparently tell her that it's not for me, but that doesn't mean she can't love it, right? That doesn't mean that because I don't want this particular shade of chocolate brown in my home doesn't mean she can't have it in hers. You know what I mean? It's just a difference of opinion. Or, I've had a lot of conversations and a lot of stuff's been coming up for me lately about what would you do if you weren't afraid of being judged? Like if you could just do anything you wanted and, you didn't have to worry about anybody saying anything bad about you or thinking anything bad about you. And I was like, honestly, I can't say that I would do a whole lot different. Like this YouTube channel, for example, it's a great opportunity to be judged. There's internet trolls all over the place. And there's a lot of people who don't appreciate what I do because it's unfamiliar to them. They may have, preconceived notions about what it is that I do. They may not understand the heart behind the work that's being done, or they may just be an internet troll that's just bitter and angry or whatever their deal is, right? Like there's detractors everywhere. There are people who are not going to be on your side. There are people who are going to say crappy things about you. And at the end of the day, all you can do is let them. Now, what that means is people are going to feel however they're going to feel. You can't control that. You don't exist between their ears. You can't monitor what thoughts are going through their head. You can't mitigate whatever chemistry is going on in their body. You don't get to control how information lands. You can do your absolute best to be mindful, to present your information in a way that it's most likely be heard. But if people don't want to hear you, they ain't going to hear you. There ain't nothing you can do about that. You just let them be there. You just let them do that. And you just let your own self go on with your own self and your own business. You just do what you need to do to support you. That doesn't mean being selfish. That doesn't mean being an asshole. It just means that if someone chooses, okay, that's not for me, you just honor that. Okay, cool, no problem. You love yellow. I don't love yellow. I'm going to let you be over here loving your yellow, and I'm going to be over here loving a different color. Like for me, it would be purple. So that doesn't make this other person wrong. It doesn't make yellow bad. It just means it's not for you. And maybe if we view judgment from the lens of that person's brain took a shortcut. And so, all right, that's their shortcut. That's how they are operating. All right, cool. No problem. I'll just be over here operating a different kind of way, and that's fine. And it sucks and it's hard, especially when that judgment can be really harsh and it comes from people that you love because maybe they don't understand where you're at. Sometimes that judgment can come from a place of concern and love, even when it doesn't feel like it, even when it feels really like, God, you're attacking me. And that could be down to presentation. It could be down to, any manner of things, dynamics, all that kind of good stuff. But at the end of the day, you judge people. I judge people. We all do it. This is a thing that happens. We judge situations. We're just taking in information and processing it against what we already know, deciding whether or not this is safe, this is good, this is for me, this is whatever. And that happens in seconds. That happens so fast. We almost don't even have control over it. What we do have control over is the pause. That moment of, all right, I'm being presented with information. Normally, I would respond to this type of information in this way, but today I'm just going to take a minute and go, okay, this is different than what I would expect, and just see what comes of that. Just see how it lands. Notice how it feels in your body to have the experience of sitting with whatever this information is. Like your best friend tells you that they're going to get married in Fiji to a guy that they just met 5 minutes ago. And you can be like, all right, let me think about that for a second. And take a moment to be mindful. And then after you've had that pause, then you can decide, okay, now I can choose to respond in XYZ way. And it's just really, really helpful because it makes you more aware of how information actually lands with you. It helps you to recognize the patterns in your own thoughts and your own behaviors so that potentially you can adjust those as you feel necessary, as you see fit. Sometimes our behavioral patterns that are unconscious, i.e. running in the background, and we don't even notice them, are less than beneficial for us. But it's what we've adapted to kind of function within because safety, again, efficiency, we'll call it efficiency rather than laziness. And again, pattern recognition. Your brain's just doing what your brain does. So take a minute. Think about how whatever it is that you've just received lands within your body. And if you need more time to process the information that you've been given, then just say, hey, I'm going to need a minute to marinate on this. I'll get back to you when I've had some time to kind of really let this land. Especially in situations like particularly with family or friends, where people will make an announcement about a life choice and maybe you don't agree with said life choice, but they want you to be happy. They want your approval. They want, yay, be excited. And you're just like, I don't know if I can. I'm going to be really honest. And sometimes there's not a lot of room for honesty in a lot of relationships. on that level. But we can build it. We can absolutely build it. So, again, judgment is a thing we all experience. We all do it. We all have it done to us. It sucks. It's just a shortcut our brain takes. You don't have to take that personally, and you don't have to make it personal either. It doesn't have to be anything other than a shortcut for the brain. And the nice thing about shortcuts in your brain is you get to change them. You get to modify those whenever you want. So, the next time that you are feeling judgmental about a situation or information, just notice how you feel in your body. Notice how that information lands. Notice if you need a little bit more time to process that information or think about it even a little bit differently. And it doesn't have to be a ton of time. It could be like 3 minutes or less. It's entirely up to you. And maybe those judgment shortcuts are really valid and accurate. Like if you are approached by an individual that makes you not feel safe and you're like, no, that's not for me, and you choose to not engage in that situation, absolutely, that's a solid judgment call. Just again, we're paying attention to what's happening in our body, okay? Also, if you are the subject of being judged, which is miserable and it sucks, I want you to remember this. You can let them do what they do, and then you can allow yourself to follow your own heart, whatever that means for you. You can allow yourself to do what feels most aligned for you because no one else is going to know that. No one else is going to be able to tell you what is the most aligned action for you besides you. No one else lives in your body. No one else exists between your two ears, just you. So trust yourself. Trust yourself. Not everything works out. And that's okay. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you wrong. It just means that you tried something that failed. Experiments fail all the time. This is just an experience of perpetual failures in the right direction. And the right direction is the person that you choose to become, whatever that means for you. So again, be gentle with yourself. Honor yourself, love yourself, even when it feels like nobody else does. Speak up for your needs as best you can, even if you only do that in an energetic conversation to start. It's a start. It'll help soften things. And go seek the support of those who love you, those who will support you, those who are trusted individuals you can lean into, whether they're friends or family or therapists or whoever they all are. Just know that you are supported in this experience and know that judgment is a temporary thing, shortcut in the brain, doesn't have to be personal, and you can let them while you do you. So I hope this has been helpful. Again, leave me a comment below. Let me know how this supports you. And thank you so much with Glitter on It for choosing to hang out with me today. And I hope that you have a sparkly rest of your day.